Here we go. This is our first vacation since we're both retired. Susan and I are in Key West, Florida. I've got other family down here vacationing as well. We'll be hanging out with them until the end of the week, and at that point we're going to head north to Miami to do some fishing. Stay tuned. First morning in town, I had to go over and stop for breakfast at my usual hangout when I was working down here years ago, McDonald's over on Roosevelt. And then we made a stop over at Publix at the grocery store to stock up on the food and drinks and so forth to keep in our room. We took a walk down Duval Street and ended up at Conch Republic Seafood for lunch. And then walked over to Jimmy Buffett's old recording studio to see all of the stickers that were all over it. Did some more sightseeing and headed back to the room. That about wraps up Key West. The rest of my family headed home on Friday morning back to Illinois, and Susan and I had a rental car, so we headed out northeast on US 1 towards Miami. Got into some rain and slowed us down a little bit, but we were in no particular hurry, so we just took our time getting there. So here we are, kind of jumping ahead a little in Miami. There wasn't a lot to photograph on the road on the way up there. This is where we had supper the first night that we were there. Our hotel is in the background. The name of the restaurant, I think, was Monty's. It's right on the water in Coconut Grove. And we met up with my buddy Rick, had supper with him, and headed back to the hotel. While we were in Miami, we stayed at the Courtyard in Coconut Grove, and it's a really convenient location right downtown, not too far from Rick's house, and had a really good time staying there, and got ready to go fishing the next day. Okay, the next morning, we're off and running to a top secret location that I swore I would not reveal the location of. And we're with Rick Sorensen and Thaddeus Reagan, going to catch some bass and hopefully some peacock bass as well. And I am going to quit yakking about it now and just let you guys enjoy the day of fishing.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Right hook up, don't give me any slack. Yeah, baby, that's the big one of the day so far. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, there's that one. I think 20.
Yeah.
That's a
At
5-pounder.
He hit that at the top too.
That's a 5-pounder. If you're in the trophy catch program, you'd be getting a certificate and a gift card for that fish. How big is he? 19, 20?
Right there.
Son! You see what he ate, son?
Before we change locations here, and as we wrap up the day of fishing in the Miami area, I did want to let you guys know that the two guys we fished with, Rick Sorensen and Thaddeus Reagan, are both in the South Florida, Miami region, and are both available on Instagram under Photo Fish for Rick and Thaddeus Reagan Bass Fishing for Thaddeus. Well, we started in Key West. Our last stop was Miami, and now we're in Fort Pierce, Florida. The plan was to do some fishing here as well, but the weather had other ideas, and the wind and rain, mostly wind, continued to just pound us the entire time we were here, and turned the intercoastal waterway into kind of a milkshake. So the bait didn't show up, and when the bait didn't show up, neither did the fish that feed on the bait. So we turned it into a touristing event, and saw some friends and some local attractions, and here's a little taste. We made a trip over to North Hutchinson Island and toured the National Naval UDT and SEAL Museum. After that, I felt like I needed a shave and a haircut after putting it off for a little too long. And we went from there back to the hotel, got changed, and started hitting the beach. Yeah, and they're getting bigger. Look at the size of this one coming in. Okay, so we're wrapping things up here in Fort Pierce, and our next stop is up in the Titusville, Cocoa Beach area, where we plan on hopefully getting a little bit more fishing done, and we'll see what happens. The weather still looks a little bit sketchy. We're in Cocoa Beach now. We picked a spot that would give us a nice ocean view. And as you can see, the weather's still just a little bit sketchy, but there's supposedly some good weather on the horizon. So we'll see what happens in the next 24 to 48 hours. We still got a shot at the fishing. Crazy wind howling in the background sound that you're hearing was not a sound effect that I added to the video. It's actually a sound that was coming in around the door in our room. I guess the weather had been creating some sort of negative pressure, and it was pulling the air out of the room. And if we opened up the hotel room door, the sound went away. But it sounded pretty cool, so I went ahead and recorded it and added it to the video here for dramatic effect. I mean, I really didn't need to add any drama to it. We got a lot of wind and a lot of rain, and streets were flooded when we got up the next morning, and it continued on all day long, so really didn't need to add any drama to it. The weather did a pretty good job on its own. Back home in southwest Missouri, where Susan and I are from, people come in from out of town or out of state, they go to Bass Pro Shops. Apparently, when you go to Cocoa Beach, you go to their version of Bass Pro Shops, which is Ron John's Surf Shop. So we've been down here once or twice before and went in there, and this is some video and stills from our return visit. So after all the wind and the rain and the other weather and so forth that we've had to contend with for the last few days, we finally got one last day of fishing done with my old friend Don Hudson. And he really had to pour the heat to it to try and find us fish. But once we did, we found some good quality fish and had a good day of fishing down there. And we'll have to come back and try it again when the weather's a little bit less off and on. Thanks, Don. Appreciate it, bud. Well, that's it. That's the end of our first retirement trip together. And we're heading out tomorrow back to Southwest Missouri. Stay tuned in the future. I'll have other videos that we will post from time to time. They won't be quite as long as this one. This was a little more than 2-week trip, so there was a lot of places to go, things to see, and like I say, I'm going to quit talking now and quit yakking and let you guys enjoy the last few minutes of the video, and we'll see you out on the road someplace.
Stupid cows.